For quite a while now, I have been sexually inactive. I'm actually going to be consciously celibate. Hey guys, I'm at my favourite spot. You'll recognise the view. Do you like my sunglasses? I found them in my house. Oh, there's a whole clan of motorbikes. Alright. Anyway, as I was saying, I found these sunglasses in my house. I really like them because they make everything like extra bright yellowy green, so I'm like in a citrus land. And because it's dry season, everything is kind of like yellow and brown, like dying, dried up, so it makes things look a little bit more greener than they are. So anyway, this place is on the way to, it's the entrance of the walk that ends up taking you to Mayen Waterfall, which is like a 3.5 hour hike. But I'm just at the entrance, and it's my absolutely favourite place because it's so gorgeous and it's just literally a 3-minute drive from home. Today is super hot, so I've come here for a little quick dip in the river. It's just a little tiny river at the moment because it's not raining. It's enough to get a little sun on my skin and cool down. So I'm just going to have a sit in the river as I do. If you're new here and you haven't seen my other videos, sitting in the river is my absolute favourite thing to do. First of all, it's free. And I am the frugal queen. And it's just so peaceful and beautiful, and there's dragonflies that buzz past and the sound of the river, the water flowing through, and yeah, it's beautiful. So I'm just taking you with me. Okay. What I find strange about this river, maybe it's like this in a lot of rivers, but I don't know, I haven't come across this before, not in New Zealand anyway, but the rivers here, we are so far away from the ocean, like far. But the rivers have got it's got sand in it. So it's really soft walking through it. There's rocks too, but yeah, there's sand. Going to go to my little secret spot. It's not a secret now. Not now that I've shown you the way. Gosh, did you hear that? There's something in there. Might be a snake. Might be a rat. Might be I don't know what else it could be actually. This is my spot. Let's get wet. Oh, it's still a little bit cold. Oh. Okay, this is nice. Now I can talk to you, not far away. So something that's been coming up a lot for me lately is the topic of sex and dating and intimacy and that kind of connection with people. I am then sought. I'm single, happily single. For quite a while now I have been celibate, but not intentionally celibate, as in I haven't been having sexual intimacy with anyone for a long time now. But only just recently, over the last couple weeks, after having kind of listening to conversations with friends and people, and kind of just pondering a bit on my thoughts about the topic of sex and intimacy, I've made a choice that I'm not just going to be sexually inactive like I am currently and not dating. I'm actually going to be consciously celibate. And what that means to me is I am not going to be going out there looking for someone to get to know intimately. If somebody were to appear in my life and there was like some kind of chemistry and connection and attraction, then I'm open to love, but I'm not looking for it. And if it were to come across and there was that kind of chemistry and I felt some kind of passion, like I wanted to engage in intimacy, sexual intimacy with this person, I wouldn't jump into it straight away. I would now really take time to get to know them on a deeper level and allow them to get to know me on a deeper level, to see if that initial chemistry was just to like build upon that. I think doing so would actually provide a stronger foundation for having a more passionate and fulfilling sexual relationship as well. I think the difference between being consciously celibate and just happen to not be having sex at the moment, because a lot of people, because of the pandemic, are in lockdown, are at home, they're not going out, they're not meeting people. I think a lot of people are just celibate at the moment because of that. But what I'm wanting to do is like explore more of pie. I'm going to meet more people, and so in the past I would have been like, oh, maybe I'll meet somebody, or looking online like, oh, this person's cute, or like, reading into conversations, texting people, reading into those conversations is like, oh, maybe this person likes me, maybe I like them, just like absolutely none of that. So anyone that I kind of cross paths with, whether that's physically or online, just going to communicate and converse with them without the thought of attraction or could this be more or anything like that getting into my head. I think when you're single and you're kind of like you looking for people, maybe you're not even really looking for people, but when you come across people, you do that thing in your head comes across where it's like, oh, I like this person, maybe there could be something there. Like as soon as that comes into the mind, I feel like that starts taking over the mind a little bit, whether that's even a little bit or a lot. It's still taking up a bit of your mind, a bit of my mind anyway. I'll speak for myself, and I'll find myself dressing in a certain way and posting different types of things to maybe get attention and see if I can spark interest in a person. I think it's called thirst trapping. A few years ago when I was single in London, me and my friends used to joke about thirst trapping. Like I was like, very open about that's what I was doing. And that's what people do, isn't it? That's what some people do anyway. I don't want to not post something as well because of the way I look. If I think I'm like not pretty enough in the photo, I don't want someone to see me looking at not my absolute best, which is like what I would look like 3% of the time. The rest of the time I would, just look a little bit like rough around the edges, I guess. I don't want to be changing my behaviour in any way because I'm like, oh, maybe somebody might not be interested in me if they see me like this, or posting stuff because I want to get attention and interest from people. So there's like those two different sides of it. That's silly. And I realise that I'm saying all this while I am sitting in a bikini, but I'm not sitting here in a sexy way. I'm just hanging out. We're just hanging out in the river, really, just having a chat in the river. And to be honest, if I was worried about how I looked and wanted to attract someone with this footage of me in a bikini in the river, at the moment, I mean, I don't really feel that confident in my bikini body that I would actually do that. I wouldn't do that. There's another point that I've got as well, but I just can't really remember it right now. Oh yeah, and so what I think will be nice to see when somebody does present themselves to me that is a potential love interest, because I'll just be really 100% being me without kind of trying to look like, you know, sexy or like my best, or use my looks to attract someone in, and the person will probably see me when I'm at my 97% of the time, looking how I do 97% of the time, and just being myself and all that. Then I think that attraction is going to be more genuine as well, because they'll be attracted to the like 100% me, not just what I'm wanting to put out there. It will be what I just am, what I just am. Yeah. In the past, I've had sexual encounters with people as one-offs and also over long periods of time, where the chemistry wasn't there, but just went through with engaging in sexual intimacy anyway, because either I would just wanted to have sex, or I thought the person was hot, or wanted to get more experience. And that kind of, like, you know, various reasons. And those times that I've engaged in that activity without the chemistry being there, not just the chemistry, actually, yeah, not just the chemistry can be there, but without there being an emotional and mental connection, then the sex has always been, for me, it's not like it's terrible, it's just, I guess, unfulfilling, or just, you know, a bit like nothing. And this is even in relationships. I've been with several people that I've loved dearly, and this has happened too, and that's just because we weren't vibing on a level of emotional connection at the time, but still wanting to have sex. But for me, I really need to be deeply connected on an emotional and mental level for me to be able to be into having sex. And there's no like faking the into it part. Like, if that connection isn't there, then I know it, they can feel it. Yeah, and it just ends up being like, I think it damages what there is in the connection between me and the person, more than you gain from doing the act of sexually connecting. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's it really. Just wanted to say, like, been thinking about that a lot, and I am officially, consciously celibate, not thinking about sex with anybody or looking for anyone that I meet or talk to instantly in the you're a human. Not friend zoning people, I'm human zoning people, and everyone gets human zoned until otherwise felt, I guess. And yeah, even going and deciding to have sex, like, it's not going to be an instant thing, it's going to be very much a conscious decision. Yeah, feel really, really good at that. I feel like that takes away so much, not cloudiness in my head, but like a little bit of cloudiness, but it's more like it takes away a certain amount of attention and focus and processing that would usually be occurring in my mind. A distraction is a big one. You know, when you're like working on some tasks and they're like things you like, either it's work you don't want to be doing or it's work that you do want to be doing, but then this thing in your head goes, oh, I wonder if this person's posted on Instagram yet, or like if they've got a story, or what can, like, I want to talk to them, what can I write to them, like, you know, just those kind of things. It takes up a little bit of processing, and so what I've already felt from being like this over the past couple of weeks is already really, really good. I feel like I'm developing this sounds really, really corny, but I feel like I'm dating myself. I always do these little solo trips by myself anyway, which I guess are little dates, but dating myself as in like I'm really getting to know myself more and what works for me, and listen to that and not ignore it. And I'm 35 years old now. Like I feel like I should have learned all this a long time ago, and it's taken me so long to figure all of this out. But you know, I guess that's the way it is. Guys, I thought I filmed a outro while I was at the river, but it turns out it wasn't recording. It was really cute. We even had like a moment where we washed the sand out of our bikini bottoms together. Yeah, that was just a little chat in the river. If you got into a bath at home and joined me for the little chat, that is so awesome, and we should do this more often. But yeah, I will hopefully see you guys on Friday night. Hope to see you then. Thank you.